Trapmore gang, we have all been desperately trying to get to the bottom of this case. The David, well, we can't even call it a murder case yet. The mysterious case of the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Rest in peace to the 14-year-old girl who didn't even make it to her 15th birthday, and she was tragically found deceased inside the car belonging to the singer David. Now, everybody's been trying to get to the bottom of this case, and today I want to take a deeper look at the timeline of when she might have actually lost her life, because she surfaced in this car in September of 2025, ironically, just within a day or so of what would have been her 15th birthday. She was unfortunately deceased for quite some time, according to a number of sources. And what's really tragic about this is right now, at least from the public point of view, we still have absolutely no idea when she passed away. And everybody's been trying to work out, was the body held? People are talking about the body might have been frozen. Again, there's no disrespect. This is a human being we're talking about. This is Celeste. Rest in peace to her. But her body, what was left behind her remains, there's talk that it was cut into pieces, put into bags, separated, dismembered, all of this horrible stuff. But the one thing that remains, the big question, is when did this happen? When was the last time she was seen alive? And today in this video, I'm going to take a closer look at all of the evidence about when she was last seen alive and just try and at least answer once and for all, what is the most likely scenario when she actually lost her life and begun, no longer being seen in public, no longer being seen online. The digital footprint vanished. So I am going to break it all down in this video. Now, shout out to the guy, Steve Fisher. Okay, the David private investigator. Okay, he really is the David private investigator. He was investigating other things, but he has really made his name with this particular case. It is actually crazy. And I did cover the situation with him allegedly being silenced by the grand jury or hauled in front of the grand jury. And now, okay, he is part of the case. He's part of the trial and he can't even speak on it. But despite his remains, despite him speaking on the fact that her remains were found in September, he would actually claim, he would actually claim in an interview with Law and Crime that basically the last known photos of her alive date all the way back to January the 2nd, 2025. Listen to this.
Property?
So, what we recovered, we don't have any of her at that property.
You know if Celeste was ever at that property?
So, what we recovered, we don't have any of her at that property. We have pictures of her and that were taken by David, we assume, because it's not on a camera phone, but these photos are on a regular camera at different locations. And it really makes me think that it's likely she had another place she was staying. I can tell you that there was a lot of time spent towards downtown LA. And I'll say the last photo that we have of Celeste is January 2nd, 2025.
Okay, now that's significant because we were wondering when, she was last seen alive. There was that surveillance footage of her seemingly running away from her neighborhood.
And that was September of 24, I believe. So we didn't have anything. We were like, where was this girl in 2025? But we do have a photo of her on July 2nd, early in the morning, July 2nd, 2025.
So apparently there's a photo of her July 2nd, 2025. I feel like he might have I don't know if he misspoke there. I originally thought that it was January the 2nd, 2025, okay? But here's what we're going to do, okay? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to this infamous Instagram account, okay? This is an account that surfaced around the same sort of time. It was known as David's Gallery. Check this out. Extra David, followed by the David Files, okay? Shout out the David Files. But this is a very sus account, all right? Got some interesting pics dating back quite a long time. 48 weeks ago. The first post was on January the 2nd, 2025. Okay, what does this translate to? Death from smoking. Excuse me? Excuse me? Deaths from smoking this year, 1813 in county. January the 2nd. Give it a rest. Now, according to the Redditor Jimmy the Ween, okay, at the time of creation, the profile picture was Hello Kitty holding a camera, a character that Celeste loved. Okay, there's been a whole bunch of Hello Kitty lore going around. Now, the profile picture has changed, but a lot of people have thought that there's some weird stuff on this account. Look at this. Beautiful scape that didn't make it to the main page. Still love it, though. A lot of people have been wondering, where was this? When was this? Was this some weird trip of him going somewhere to do something that he shouldn't have been doing? This is all creepy as fuck. The fact that this account was started on January the 2nd and the first picture was taken then is weird as hell. Now, according to Steve Fisher, when this picture was taken, it's likely that Celeste was still alive. Okay? Likely. It's possible. Now, interestingly, the same beach in this photograph, death from smoking, right? And people saying this was the day that she was last caught on photo in his camera. He started the page and captioned the photo, death from smoking. That is crazy. Is this the day, David? Right? Is this near Santa Barbara? Just saying. Smoking what? Last picture of Celeste was on January the 2nd, and David took it. So I do think Steve Fisher probably misspoke, and January the 2nd is what he meant to say. I think he said July by accident. But this same beach would reappear months later in David's announcement of his Withered Deluxe album. Yes, withered, you know, withered. What a flower or a body does when it dies, when it decays. Weirdo behavior. Now, this appears to be the same beach. Okay, the same location. And when was this? David's announcing his Withered Deluxe Marcescence album. It's out September the 19th. What date was this posted? You actually can't see this, but I'm hovering over this. The date that this was posted. Oh, here it is. It's down here. September 7th. September 7th, eh? Yes, September 7th. Celeste's birthday was September the 7th, and she would have turned 15 on September the 7th, 2025, but tragically passed away just before her body was found on the 8th. One day after her birthday, you announced the project, Withered Deluxe Marcescence, at this beach where you posted the picture. You posted the picture on a very interesting day, all right? Same beach, you're a weirdo. Stop it, knock it off. See the flowers? Is it actually the same picture? It's the same picture. It's not even the same beach, it's the same picture. Bruh, every time I do this, I'm just like, bro, there's more. Every song written exclusively by me on my phone, baby. This is a passion project I put together to make sure I didn't lose the raw emotional weight my music carries and how much it means to you all. Thank you to all the friends that collaborated with me on this. Everyone ate their verses up. It's the same location when he started this account. What the hell? All right. Now, in the case of that smoking sign video clip, okay, that was actually traced back to a spot basically on Santa Monica and Veteran Ave, which is actually very close to where David was living. So this is the billboard that he posted on that Instagram account, right? So if I just pull that up. So this is it, right? That's the billboard. It's the same billboard, it's the same spot. That's where he was, right? That's where he was. We can see the street sign, Veteran Ave, all of that stuff on Veteran Avenue. Now, a deleted photo believed to be from that same evening actually shows David in a landscape, someone behind the camera taking the picture, confirming that he probably wasn't alone. What's this all about? Seems to be the same place. Now, the day after this, on January the 3rd, 2025, there would be another post that showed pictures of a rocky stream with the caption, "My sight is beautiful." And according to the investigator Steve Fisher, there is no more photographs of Celeste being alive after this point. There's no evidence of Celeste being alive after this point. And his little fake Japanese, "My sight is beautiful." It's written hi. Now, this is interesting, right? I don't know if there's a way of me doing it, but if you turn this upside down, turn your screen or tilt your head. If you turn your head upside down, that says 14, which is the age of Celeste when this picture was taken. That's facts. That's facts. That's it. All right. I'll keep it real. That's facts. All right. Now, Redditors managed to track this location down too. This is Millard Canyon Falls, about an hour away from Los Angeles, okay? Millard Canyon Falls, January the 2nd, okay? Angeles National Forest. From David's gallery, they tracked it down. Now, after that, on January the 4th, the next day, or the day after the next day, there would be a photo captioned, "Not my best work, but I meditated here today." Let's just translate it. "Not my best work, but I meditated here today." Interesting. Interesting, okay. Now, later on that month, the account would go, essentially, it went silent for a 20-day hiatus before the next post was then made on January the 28th, 2025. Okay, this was the next post, back on the beach. And he said, "I've been abhorrently sad as of late, which is why I haven't been inspired to post here in a while. But I went to the beach with my friend this morning and it made me feel better." People saying, "Wonder why?" Last pictures of Celeste taken. You got birds, doves flying away, flying through the clouds. And you're basically talking about, "I've been abhorrently sad. I took 20 days off of posting on this Finsta account." Now, between February and May 2025, that's what's next. Okay, that's an important period of time. Now, the TMZ would essentially reveal that the police mentioned that at some point along the way, David had taken a trip to Santa Barbara, apparently in the middle of the night during spring 2025. This could have been anytime, March, April, May, we don't know. But by this time, it is very, very likely that Celeste would have indeed been dead.
The big mystery centers around something that we have now confirmed absolutely as true, that the LAPD has some tracking information where they claim that David took this mysterious trip to a very remote area of Santa Barbara County in the middle of the night in the spring of 2025. Now, that is months before the body was discovered in Los Angeles in a trunk. I don't think it's hard to connect the dots. And he stayed there, by the way, for several hours. So I don't think it's hard to connect the dots that one of the things they seem to be looking at is whether Celeste was killed then and he buried the body there or left the body there in some way.
So we're seeing him go into these interesting exotic locations. Now, I've touched on it in a previous video. Go back and watch this video if you want more information. But there, I've touched on the theory. It's not fact. It's just a theory. Could be a wild theory. Could be untrue. But the theory that David's homeboy is right hand and not in the good kind of way, Neo, maybe there was something going on between them. Maybe there was a relationship. Maybe they were just a little too close. Maybe they liked cuddling up and David slipped his little hand underneath Neo's waist when they were snuggling together and taking pictures. Well, following a 4-month gap in posting, that Finsta account of David's would post a new photo. And what is it? David with Neo and a lady. People saying, is that his girl? She's so cute. Oh my God. That was in May 2025. And they're saying this is around about that time David went and took that trip to the north where people are thinking maybe that's where something went down. That's Neo groping David's butt. Groping his ass. I'm just saying there's theories that maybe there was a love triangle going on and maybe Neo wanted David. That's just a theory. That's just opinions, theories, and just a bunch of stuff put together. But this one's brazy. I'm not going to lie. This picture's brazy. After that, okay, about 2 months and change later, July the 21st, 2025, he posts another photo with Neo. These two, says, sup nerds. Saying, I miss my matcha bestie so much. Right? Some people saying have fun in jail. How do you know everyone? Give me your game card. He on there with Neo. He on there with the guys. He having fun. He got girls. He's moving on with his life. It sounds like from what the police said, Celeste was very much deceased at this point. Okay, that's merged. Now, cut forward to just days before the police find Celeste's body, David would post a photo of himself to his Finsta smirking. And they're calling him a chomo. People saying, don't disappoint us, wishing you the best. That was just before this all went left. How can you still rep Hello Kitty? People loving him. That smirk after you slimed a 15-year-old girl, 14 actually, right? Him being homeschooled makes so much sense. School is the only time you ever meet a lot of women, and him playing Fortnite and them chatting over Discord explains how they met. Not everyone that's chronically online is sick, but everyone chronically online knows how sick vast majority of people that are, and we're aware of all the weird stuff that goes on in the community. He was just a weirdo with fame and money. Finally, on September the 7th, 2025, Celeste's birthday, where on his main account, on his official account, he's announcing his project. Over here on the Finsta, on her birthday, David posts this. The final picture on the extra David account. It's him in a Hello Kitty shirt. All right? This is the character that Celeste loved. This is the character that they bonded over. And he's saying, don't let them de-yassify you, Queen. I think in the county, they're going to de-yassify him, in my opinion. I think when he touches down at the county, and they might yassify the shit out of him. I ain't gonna lie. They might yassify him to a whole new level. All right. They might shake. Hey, listen. They might push the yass all deep inside him. Okay. So look, I personally do think that this is a very interesting lineup of pictures and dates. And just for context, okay, this is basically the pictures. P.I. Steve Fisher dropped photo bombs. David with Celeste on the night of December 30th, 2024 in downtown LA, 3 days before she was last known to be alive. And these are photos allegedly taken in DTLA. Okay, just days, holding a knife. If that turns out to be the murder weapon, that's going to be insane. Just days before, all right, this very twisted sets of pictures start going up. Neo there, the clown. You know, it says in Steve Fisher's photo dump, we see David flashing a knife. Again, remember him flashing a knife in the stream? It's very, very sad. So this is just days before those last pictures that started going on his Finsta. Look, I do feel like it is possible that maybe she did die on the 2nd of January. I don't want to say it definitively. They're saying maybe it happened in the spring. He took a trip up north in the spring, maybe held onto the body for some time. But also we're hearing that maybe the police are actually keeping their cards close to their chest. They're kind of maybe trying to do a little bit of damage control, keep information suppressed so that they can maybe not alert David. But who knows? Maybe, I ain't going to lie, just in my opinion, this is just some theories that don't hold any weight. This is my personal opinion. I think it's possible that David's already fled the country. I think it's possible that the police really are struggling. They don't have the information they need to make an arrest. Maybe they definitely don't have the information they need to do an extradition. I don't know. We don't know at this stage, okay? But what I do know is that that Finsta account is super creepy, and that this fool, he was such a narcissist. He was so about himself and interested in himself, all right? He definitely, no matter what along the way, even if it's not publicly known, he definitely left clues behind that is going to be very, very, it's going to be a very, very bad look. Regardless, it's already a bad look, right? But it wouldn't surprise me if this narcissistic guy was just so about, oh, I'm just trying to portray my image a certain way, and he slipped up, something is in the background that's going to be a big problem with him. That's just my opinion, all right? But let me know what you guys think. What date do you think that the murder took place? When do you guys think this went down? And do you think, am I barking up the wrong tree? Or actually, is this a good theory? Let me know, and I'll keep you guys updated. Whenever there is any update, any new news, I will, of course, keep you guys informed. Thank you for watching. I'm out of here, guys.